Ladies and gentlemen, this is BrotherofHavok, and I have some bad news. This shit stacks! I'm not kidding! So I went ahead and purchased some Aurum for the sake of this video and for the sake of figuring out if CCP was stupid. And I found out that CCP is indeed stupid. So, what I was really afraid of, the augmented ammunition facility, my fears have come true. This thing stacks. So that 1% bonus, I thought you might have to build a few subsystems in order to actually do it. Well, here's how the subsystems work. Essentially, the subsystems are already in place, and every time you upgrade your Warbarge, you actually just unlock it. It's like content behind a wall. You already have it. You just have to pay for it, or actually no, that's pretty much it. You have to pay for it. Now, I was pleased to say the mobile factory just increases your production by 100 per level. You start at level 0, okay? So, and immediately you get enough. They give you enough Warbarge components to upgrade the mobile factory once, which you automatically start off with. You don't need to upgrade the Warbarge at all. So you can immediately upgrade that to level 1. Now, in order to get these other, like the market network and the augmented ammunition facility, or in order to get the mobile factory to level 2, you actually need to upgrade your Warbarge to level 2. Now that's okay. I thought, okay, that's not too bad, right? However, with the first cooldown being about 9 hours and the second cooldown being about 22 hours, and the fact that you can spend Warbarge components in order to kill that timer, and at the same time you can buy Warbarge components for Aurum, this is pretty much CCP's attempt at getting money. It's short and simple, dirty. CCP needs money, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get money out of you. They're trying to essentially coerce you into buying Aurum. Now, I spent about 18,000 Aurum, which is roughly, I think, somewhere around $10. A little less than $10, I think. And it was able to get me enough Warbarge components to upgrade the Warbarge to level 3 and to upgrade these things. Now, I've upgraded the market. Everything costs 300 Aurum, by the way, 300 Warbarge components, I should say, to upgrade to level 1. Simple. To level 2, it's honestly, I forgot. I think it's somewhere around like 800, or no, I don't know. But okay, so in order to get to level 2, 2,756 Warbarge components. And in order to get from level 2 to level 3, well, that's a 1 day. It's 5,000 Warbarge components to remove the 1 day 8-hour timer, I should say. And as you can see, the damage bonus stacks. It's not a 1% plus half percent. It's not a 1% times whatever. It's a 3% at what is it, level 3? I think it's level, yeah, at level 2 it's 3%. At 4% at level 3 it's 4%. That is bad. All right, so basically some key points to take from the Warbarge, and that is that you have to, one thing's for certain, in order to actually upgrade your subsystems, these things up here, the mobile factory, the market network, and the augmented ammunition facility, you must, okay, and I repeat, you must actually upgrade the Warbarge. And upgrading the Warbarge is fairly expensive. And it also has a larger cooldown. So I got a 20-hour, 3-minute, 10-second remainder on this thing. I think it started off as like almost a day and some change. And after every upgrade, there's always a cooldown process. And after every cooldown process, then you can actually upgrade it. Though if you wanted to, you could actually spend Warbarge components to remove the cooldown entirely. As you can see, the subsystem attributes above. Every time you highlight something like the mobile factory here, it shows you exactly what the current level is. So I have a level of 2, next level is 3, and it can currently produce 300 components a day for a maximum capacity of 600. What that's probably going to mean is that essentially you have to at least sign in every 2 days in order to actually make sure that your mobile factory isn't ceasing production. It's very simple. You just click on it, X button to click on it, and you hit the claim button, and that 8 that it had already produced, I now have claimed that as my own. ISK, same thing. It produces 62,000 for level 1, 124,000 capacity, so the capacity is double whatever the production is. You simply press the X button, and you go down to claim. Upgrade is that, and if you hit the square button, you're upgrading the Warbarge. What I was afraid of was the augmented ammunition facility, which has proven true. Some people have said that, I haven't checked in all honesty, but some people have said that CCP Vertati has said that there will be a max damage bonus of 5%, and I hope that's the case, and I hope that's not just because there's only 5 things to actually unlock. The next update should include, I believe, I think 2 other subsystems. So I've already gone over that in the previous video, so I'm not going to go over that again. It seems like the current subsystems unlock and by the way, when you upgrade the Warbarge, you automatically get one of these subsystems, and you don't get a choice. It's whatever was in that position. So basically, it's kind of like paid content, where it's actually it's hidden behind a paywall, and as soon as you pay with the Warbarge components, you unlock it, and it immediately starts production. This is currently the same listing as what they had on the patch notes. So I'm assuming that the 4th one will be the SP payout, and the 5th one will be the experimental laboratory. So that's, that's fairly decent, I guess you could say, as far as what they've done with it so far. Everyone gets this Caldari looking subsystem. You don't have any control of it. You can't press the Y button and swivel around. You can't do anything basically with that. You can't increase or decrease the you can't zoom in, zoom out is what I mean. You can't pretty much do anything serious with it. You of course can go ahead to the market and actually pay for it. I did buy some Warbarge components simply to upgrade and to, look at what it actually looks like. But other than that, there's not much to it. And you could easily spend, 20, 30, 40 bucks on this thing. I believe I spent about 25, 30 bucks. And I've basically only upgraded a few things with a few unlocks. Yeah, really got nothing else to do with that. You will also be getting some different salvage. I believe they mentioned on the patch notes when I mentioned that before. You'll be getting these. Oh, I have a decryptor key. You'll be getting these mangled coil assemblies and melted heat sinks and shattered heat shields, which will then probably be used in the experimental laboratory to actually, build those experimental weaponry. There's not much to it. I have to say, I like the mobile factory payout. The ISK payout makes it not worth it. It doesn't really seem worth it at all. I mean, you're probably only gonna get a maximum of like $0.25 mil at level 5. If it's increased by about 21,000, so it's not too much, not too great. I don't exactly know what what the decision was with the amounts, but whatever. And the ammunition is just, it doesn't produce anything. It just automatically buffs your damage. And I can honestly say that some of my guns seem to perform slightly better. I think there were times where I actually survived because I did more damage than the other guy did, when normally I would have died first. And the Warlord patch definitely is stuck to the CCP normal. They have broken a number of things. The mass driver is broken. Tanks have some sound glitches where they can actually go completely mute. Honestly, I think it's more of a problem with your sound rather than the tank sound. I think it's some sort of glitch when you jump in and out of the tank too often. What else is there? There are BPOs. I did actually get a BPO. Specifically, I got the Quaif laser rifle, and while I don't actually care for laser rifles, I was very pleased to find out that there actually was a BPO that they actually introduced. I can check real quick, but I don't know. I don't actually know if they introduced any other BPOs. Haven't actually checked. As far as the new no, apparently not. Okay, but as far as the new officer class weapons go, none of the players that actually won the match got them this time. Last time they gave them like 20 or 30 of them. This time apparently no one got them, but they are in the salvage strong boxes, which I'm going to try to open one right now and see what happens. Ooh! No, never mind. That's nothing. That's just Aurum prototypes, mass drivers. So that's pretty much the Warbarge. I will say that there is the possibility of alt characters. I'm going to check that out right now, see what happens with that. Alright, so something to keep in mind. Every player should check their alt characters and immediately be using them to build stuff. Because while you may not care about like the damage bonus, if you're not using your alt characters, you may not care about certain things, but the ability to produce your own ISK, that's going to be a thing. And there may come a time where you actually can physically sell the there actually may come a time where you can actually sell the Warbarge components. So, you know, even if you're only just producing it, just, you know, every 2 days check on it, no big deal. Just go for it. And if you're like some players who at one point in time used to be going through all 3 characters and still would run out of SP for the week, well, I'm sure it's probably going to be a good thing for you. It definitely seems like you need to at least log in the first time in order to actually unlock and begin the mobile factory production process. And of course, you always get 300 of the Warbarge components, so you can immediately upgrade the mobile factory. Alright, so this is BrotherofHavok. Hope you like this little slightly informative video about the Warbarge and Warlord update. Have a nice night and pleasant dreams.